Hello, I'm Helgari, and today we're going to talk a little bit on how to use Wabbajack installers to install a mod list on your computer. Today we're going to be using the Prometheus installer, but these same processes will work for just about any Wabbajack installer that we provide or that someone else provides. The only thing that will differ between the different installers is the game folders you select and maybe some steps that have to be taken afterwards, but we'll go over that in a bit. So to start with, the first thing you need to do is you need to find our Discord. We currently distribute all the installers over links in the Discord. This may change in the future, and if that does, we'll update this video tutorial to talk about how to find them at that point. But for now, we need to go to the Discord. You can find the Discord link on our GitHub page. Go to Halgari/Wabbajack. These links will be in the description below, as well as we'll provide a link to the Discord directly. Once you join our Discord, you will see this welcome message. We have a lot of members on our Discord, and so this helps a little bit in finding what you're looking for, help you find what you're looking for. So the first thing you need to do is you need to click up here on the section about what we allow and don't allow on the Discord once you read the disclaimer and all that sort of information. And then you can click the accept here. Once you accept, you will be added to the Discord. And then here we have sections for each of the games. Today we are interested in Skyrim Special Edition mod list, so we will go ahead and click the button here for Skyrim Special Edition. That adds sections down here below for the different mod lists that are currently active. We want the releases, so we're going to go to the Prometheus section under Skyrim SE releases, and we see here there is a link for the installer from Mega. So we will let this run, and then we will click download and let this completely download. The installers will differ in size. Some are only 10 megabytes or so. This one is 300 megabytes. That really depends on the amount of patching that needs to be done and how complex the Modlist installer is. Once it's completed downloading, we can save it. And then we will find it in our downloads folder. Now let's talk a little bit about what you need to get started. First of all, you do not need Mod Organizer installed on your system. All you need installed is the game, the Steam version of the game, or really any version, but we don't guarantee it'll work with anything but the Steam versions or official versions. So once you have the game installed, let's talk about where we need it to be installed. As always, it's a good idea to not keep your Steam folder in the program files where it normally wants to be. So if you have Steam currently in your program files, you may want to look up how to change that and how to do something different. So once you have Steam has installed the game to the correct location, then locate that folder. So in this case, we are working with Skyrim Special Edition, so make sure that you have Skyrim Special Edition installed. And in this case, we have that in Steam. On our C drive, it's C, Steam, and then Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim Special Edition. And we've added that to the quick access link here. We'll need this folder in a little bit. Now we need a folder where we're going to install the mod list. It's preferable to put this as close to your root drive. It does not have to be on the C drive. It can be on a different drive from the game. It really can be anywhere. Just don't put it on the desktop or in the downloads folder. Let's close Discord because we don't need that right now. So don't put it on your desktop or in a downloads folder, because if you do, your antivirus software may try to actively scan it while it's running, and that can cause problems. Wabbajack creates a lot of files, moves a lot of files, and reads a lot, and this tends to, the antivirus software can interact badly, and you may get some install errors. So in the meantime, let's just create a folder here called Modlist install. And then inside here, we're going to move our installer. And now we're ready to begin. So start by double clicking on Prometheus. and we'll get a warning here. There's really no way for us to avoid this aside from signing, and even that, it, Windows signing has issues with open source software. But at any rate, it'll ask you if you're sure you want to run this, and we'll click run anyway in this case. It'll take a little bit to load the installer. As we can see here, the mod list has been found and it is currently loading. It has to load the 390 something megs of Modlist into memory. And it's going to default to using the folder that we're currently in, which is Modlist install. It will also default to using the same downloads folder that we're currently at. But we're going to change this today because I already have the files downloaded on a different drive. And so I'm just going to select that drive. So it's right now it's saying we're going to install to Modlist install, but it's going to pull the download files from Skyrim Special Edition downloads. Now, if you want, you can click View Modlist Contents here, and this will show everything that's about to be installed. We currently have 54 gigabytes of archives that will be installed, and there are links here to all the mods, the authors, as well as links to virus total, which will tell you certain things about this file. So for instance, with this more HUD, we can open this in a new tab and see what the virus definition information for this is. And we see that no viruses were detected for this file. So this just helps give a little bit of peace of mind and that sort of thing. You can check out the authors and you can check out all of the mods that are going to be downloaded. And with that, we can click Begin. And we're going to get a notice here that says, in order to do a proper install, Wabbajack needs to know where your game folder resides. This is most likely somewhere in one of your Steam folders. Please select the folder on the next screen. Note, this is not the install location where Mod Organizer 2 will be installed. So we don't need Modlist install. We need that Skyrim Special Edition folder that we added to Quick Access before. So we'll select that folder, and then it begins. This is loading a VFS cache. It's doing some preliminary work here. And now it's asking for our Nexus key. It's good to log in beforehand into the Nexus, but we'll click Authorize here. Now note, this does require a premium subscription to Nexus. This is because we use the official Nexus APIs, which require you to have a premium subscription if you want to automate downloads, which is what we're doing. It's fairly cheap, $4 US dollars. It's fairly inexpensive. I recommend you do it. So we'll click Authorize, and this will log us in. And now Wabbajack will start installing. First thing it will do is build the folder structure, and now it is extracting the files. Depending on the number of CPUs in your system, this will take a certain amount of time, and this progress bar will go up and down as it finds more and more work to do. So at this point, we can let it sit as it does its install. At some point, you will see several entries about writing BSAs. This is where Wabbajack will go and start building the compressed archives needed by the mod list. It'll take several sets of loose files and compact them into a BSA for faster loading and faster startup times. Finally, when you see removing temp folder, temp BSA files, you know we're just about done. This is some final cleanup. Temporary files used by Wabbajack during the install need to be deleted to save some hard drive space. But we're really close to completion now. When installation is finished, you'll see the UI is re-enabled and it says installation complete. You may now exit the program. Now we can exit the installer, and you'll see in the Modlist install we now have Mod Organizer as well as a whole bunch of other files. There's a few other things we need to do to finish setup. First of all, open Steam, find your Skyrim Special Edition game, and hit play. It will say preparing to launch. When you load this up, it will auto-detect your settings, we don't need to go any further than this right now, so just hit exit. From there, what we want to do is we want to find this folder called Game Folder Files. And this includes special files that need to go into our game folder. We will take these, we will hit copy, and then we will put these into our Skyrim Special Edition folder here and hit paste. And we want to replace the files in the destination. And now you'll see that we have SKSE and some other utilities required. From there, we go back to our install folder, go to Tools, Bethany, and run Bethany. This will load some setup. We're going to go over here to setup and make sure that it's set to Mod Organizer Prometheus in the INI path. Notice how we've all of our settings for where the game is and where Mod Organizer is have been automatically set for us by Wabbajack. Go to Basic, select the screen size, which in this case is 1920 by 1080, and click Save and Exit. Now go to Modlist Install location and open Mod Organizer. May ask you if you want to associate Nexus links. We'll click yes for now. And as you see, our entire mod list has loaded. We currently have 600 active mods. All of these, most of these are textures with a lot of gameplay mods as well. SKSE is the default application here. That is the one you will want to run the game. So make sure that is selected and click Run to run the Prometheus mod list and Skyrim Special Edition. It may take a while for the game to initially load. There are quite a few mods installed here, but after a while you should see this screen with the EMB series at the top left installed, and you will see the main menu pop up in just a bit. And from here, we can click New Game. You'll see the title screen come up. This is the Skyrim Unbound mod, which is an alternate start mod. And one of the nice things about this mod is that it does give you a lot of control over where you start, and even if you want your character to be Dragonborn or not. So it's nice for that. It does have a little bit of a weird startup, so we'll walk through that in just a second here. One of the first things you want to do, though, it says here, open the mod configuration menu to begin your adventure, but we're going to wait a bit for that. There's quite a few mods that need to initialize, and so we're going to let them do that before we continue. So kind of just sit here and enjoy the view for just a bit. You'll see that the mods keep initializing. About 4 of them are displayed at a time. We're just going to give them kind of all a chance to settle down and to everything to get set up before we dive into starting the game. Once you see new entries no longer popping up at the top left, we can hit Escape, go to Mod Configuration, find Skyrim Unbound, and we'll be able to start the game. Several core settings here. Dragon Souls. If you want to be Dragonborn, you can select that to Dragonborn. That'll allow you to start the main quest as normal. And then you can do starting location, town. In this case, we're going to start in Riverwood, but you can start in multiple locations. And there's lots of other options for your starting spells and equipment and that sort of thing. You can even set your standing stone or leave that to random. And now we'll begin. It'll ask you to create your character. And we're going to call this character Test. You can name it whatever you want. And after a little bit, Skyrim Unbound will teleport us to our start location. And we can begin the game. There's a few other mods that'll initialize. For instance, you're starting religion. That's the tutorial for today. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for trying out Wabbajack and Prometheus.